Hi everyone, so today I have a new video for you sponsored by Tonic Studios. It's for their new Tonic craft kit, clocks, and cogs, and I'm super excited to get to it and see what all is in here. So they did send time free of charge for my review and to create content there, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission for your purchase items to those links. So with the craft kit, there's a monthly membership, renews every month, and if you sign up for that, there's a quarterly, and which is every 3 months, and it has a different price point just because you're signing up for a quarterly thing, a little bit lower than if it was monthly. And then they have a one-off, which is just the one collection, and you pick it up and you're not involved in any kind of membership with that. But with the membership you do get 10% discount, so you guys can read all about that there on the page, and you can also skip whenever you need to and things like that. So let's just jump right in. So I start with the main stuff that's in our little folder here. So, oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, so very steampunky as far as, the clocks and all that kind of fun stuff. But we have a nice size photopolymer stamp set. So whenever they have the stamps in these things, they're photopolymer. And I think Tonic only works in photopolymer. I don't know that I've received ever a stamp set that's not. Really cute. Look at the little clock, like the old school. Sorry it's late, to celebrate. Time with you is time well spent. One day at a time. Or one day at it, and then time is separate. There we have the key and little hourglass. Flies when... Oh, some of these things obviously pair up with other words, right? So flies when you're having fun, to relax, happy retirement, where has the time gone, and a little gear there. Oh my gosh. Stencil, love it. Oh, I love the look of the stencil. So this one's very organic and fun. It has like arrows. I don't know if you can see that with like a little roundness. And this one's all gears. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going to be fun. And then it comes with a little sticker, and I do, if I'm lucky, because what happens is I get a sample, so sometimes I have all the items, sometimes it's just some of them, sometimes I get the sticker, sometimes I don't, which is obviously different for you. When you get yours, you have all the stuff, but if I get a sticker, I go ahead and take it out, pop it on there, and when this is in my little binder, because every few months you get a binder to put your folders in. Excuse me. You can just kind of flip through and you'll see real quick, okay, clocks and cogs, that's the one I wanted to work with, So you grab that. So there it is. And oh my goodness. Oh, how cute. Okay, so since I start with the other, there's like a little base here to make like an old school kind of clock, like it kind of sits like on a mantle or something, you know what I'm saying, like that kind of piece where it has some little decoration here. There's a circle, another circle, another circle, a scallop kind of circle, another circle. So obviously you're going to layer all these up in different ways. You have the chain. Oh my gosh, you have the little yes, the little like clicky thing for like a pocket watch. Then you have a clock hand there. This is probably a portion to one of these guys. It looks like a side piece possibly. Yeah, there's some more side pieces here. There's like what looks like a little buckle, but obviously you're gonna do whatever you like with that. This whole kind of gear mechanism, sorry guys, can go in here. This other one cuts itself. This one cuts itself out. This one is just like a little cog there, call it like a gear, however. How cute. And then we have like the clock face. This little clock part does have words. It looks like it may say it's good times, possibly. Some accent pieces, probably for the other little portion here. Some kind of like little buckle or opening or something like that. And then the clock hands. So lots of fun ways to play with it. Again, dress that guy up, make it a pocket watch. You have just some fun stuff to put on a card or however your projects. Very cool. Okay, we'll just open this up. So the kits usually come with embellishments and tools and things like that. So we have a full crackle mousse. It's water nymph, a very light blue, shimmery color here. Oh, look at this. So this one is vintage drops, which dry a little bit matte, like not super shiny, but not super dull either. This one's bohemian teal. Loving the colorway already. That. Oh, a little ink blender. Oh, this will be good. If we use a stencil, we have a little guy right here. He's so cute. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple of them. So a couple of those. And then we have, oh, how pretty is this? Like very vintagey, right? Like the kind of patina look of this with the kind of bronze of this here. Glacier paste and bronze metal. and metal, MEDAL. Again, it's shimmery. Just run it through a stencil, run this through a stencil. I mean, there's just lots of ways to play with this stuff, which maybe that's what I'll do today. I know a lot of times I don't play with those things because they do take a while to dry, and the Glacier paste dries pretty quickly too. And then this one, I believe you're supposed to hit it with a heat tool anyway. Let me see. Apply and use stencil, raise effect. I know there's one where you shouldn't. That's what I'm trying to read. It just crackles on its own. Either way, if you let it dry. But maybe we'll hit it with a heat tool. We'll see. Shimmer powder, and this is Maroon Spark. And the shimmer powders are awesome because, well, this one does have a lot more red. You can see there's like some gold flecks and other things in there. So when you squeeze that out, and you spray water on it, it just looks amazing. It's very artsy and does its own thing there. So that's what we have there. And then the papers, so we will see. Oh my gosh. Oh, let me see here. Oh, okay, sorry, I was just reading a little note that's in here for me. It says there will be pattern paper, double-sided pattern paper that's in here, but I do not have it right now. Okay, so again, I have a sample. So these are kind of what that might look like. So it's going to be patterned back to back. I believe that this is what they were going to look like. It's just mine are a little bit different, just so you can kind of have an idea. Oh, I know, sorry. That looks so kind of muted background with like greens and a little bit of kind of a goldish peachy color, and then this beautiful kind of ombre. Okay, so these are not how yours will look, but they're there, just for an idea. Oh, this is such a gorgeous colorway. That bronze and that teal. Let me really make a nice array of the papers here so you can see everything together and how that works. I think that's all of them. I might skip over one sometimes. That is so pretty. Love it. So that gorgeous, just kind of terracotta, but deeper than that. If you can see me there in the metallic paper. Teal paper, we have, so this classic card, again, a little bit smoother on one side, more textured on the other. We have this gorgeous bronze kind of textured paper, kind of a peachy cream classic card. I know it might look a little bit more pale on camera, but it is very peachy. This gorgeous kind of pinky metallic paper. I think this is ginger. The paper is just so pretty. I think they call it ginger pie. It's one of my favorite colors. It's just so pretty. You can use it for all kinds of things. I like it for like baked goods and stuff like that. This gorgeous kind of crimson metallic. We have the deeper blue. As you can see, this one's more teal. And then this gorgeous craft cardstock with that foil on it. Wow, you guys. Yeah, we're definitely going to try out some stenciling with those pastes. Let's do it. Why not? And then we'll go from there. So I will be right back. So we are going to use these two guys in this video. I don't know that I'll use these because I'm probably going to use a spatula to add them. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But I did grab from my stash just some brown craft card A2 size. So again, that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. This can definitely make a much larger card because I mean you can just really grunge it out and it's gonna look really awesome. So I'm gonna do a little bit for a smaller card, right? No, not too overpowering. Oh, you know, I wanted to grab the other one too. Hold on. So again, I have what would be like sample papers for the pattern paper. But what I'm going to do is cut down this ginger paper to pretty much mat into the card base there at like probably 4 and like 3/16, just under 4 1/4. And I'll do the same thing for the 5.5 part, so it's just under that. Just so it's right at the very edges, so just under 5.5. Okay. And that's, I mean, look at that. That's like the smallest amount on the edges, right? And then I want some of, let's say this paper. Let me think. Yeah, sure. So the pattern paper I'm going to cut down to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, and I'll be right back. Go ahead and cut down the other pattern paper strip. Having this left over from cutting this down to 4 and, you know, just 4 3/16 or whatever it was. I still have this piece that I'm going to use right now. And so I cut this the same width. And I cut it like 1 3/8 or so. So if we're going to do this one, 1 1/2. And I generally don't cut things down until after I've glacier pasted them or watercolor them or whatever it is I'm going to do. But for this video, since I want it to kind of set up and just be ready, I'm already going to cut it down. The reason I don't cut it down completely at first is because sometimes the edges get a little funky, or if you heat set them, they get a little bit warpy, you know, so I like to have enough paper to cut off and make a nice crisp edge again. But for a card like this, it's a little steampunk, it's a little grungy. I don't think it's going to matter too much. And I'm just going to grab this guy, and I'm sorry because it'll be shiny over here. And actually the first thing I can do is just go ahead and glue this down just so that that's down and ready to go. And we're going to do a little Glacier paste and a little crackle mousse. Now the crackle mousse, you do have to let it dry on its own, excuse me. You know, I've been known to hit it with a heat tool, but you really don't want to. You just want to let it do its own thing. So I'm going to apply it very thinly and just leave it alone as much as I can, and then go from there. So let's just get started with that. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my stencil, and we're just going to have some fun with it. So let's open this guy up. I did grab a spatula, this kind of spatula from my stash. You see, it's like gelatin. It's creamy, but like a very thick lotion, but thicker than that than you would think. I'm gonna put this on here. Now, if you want to, you know, use your things to help you out. I was just gonna hold it, but we definitely have some tools that will help us. And again, as grungy as we like. And also, I'm just gonna put some on here, and I'm probably gonna maybe put some in the top corner. We'll see. But I'm just going to start. I'm just going to keep it like this and just kind of a thin layer because I want it to crackle pretty quickly. So I'm just doing like a thin layer. And again, just messy, but you do want it to look like it's a gear, so I just want to make sure I'm filling it all in. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little more up here. Down at the bottom here. And I'm kind of collecting what's left. I don't know if you notice. I'm going like this, and it's getting it back up here, so we're not wasting much, if any. I'll pick this up. Look at that. I'm going to take a minute to kind of clean this off. And when you pick it up, if there's any on the very edge, you can just kind of touch it like that. Obviously, clean your hand off. I'm going to wipe this down and clean this off a little bit, and I'll be right back. So yeah, just wiped it off. It's actually a dry towel, but... And I'm going to turn this, and again... Maybe... Oh, you know what? You can also flip this. Now, I did clean this, but not super, super well, but if you flip it around, if it was super clean, then you'd have like a very opposite looking thing going, whatever it is that you want. But I'm just going to put just a little bit this time on this side, and whatever's on here seems good. Just a little more. This one can be a little more messy up here, and that is that. I'm going to close this up. And some people like to put press and seal on that so that their mousse doesn't dry out too soon. Whatever little trick you like to do, that's just fine. And as you see, the paper is starting to kind of move a little bit and get a little bit warpy, and that's kind of why I usually leave it a little bit bigger so I can cut it down. I'm going to go rinse this off. But it's really, really pretty, of course, with that shimmer, and then it's going to start crackling. But I'm going to leave that for just a moment, and we'll do a little Glacier pasting on the other accent piece. Okay, so we have our card base ready to go. I'm just going to take this little piece here, and I am going to Glacier paste this. I'm just going to put a little bit here. And I'm going to let this be really kind of grungy looking. If I just put it straight across all uniform, it's not going to be as fun, right? And I'm going to use just like this inexpensive offset spatula. Look at that stuff. So pretty. This one I will heat set it because I can, but even when I do that, I'm very careful. I stay kind of far from it. But again, I'm going to be a little messier with this one. I think that's it. I'm just gonna just add a little something kind of crunchy all around here. And this stuff is much thinner. It's still like a paste because obviously you can use it like this, but it just has a different consistency than the mousses do. And I'm gonna try to pick this up carefully. I'm gonna go wipe this off first before I even try to rinse it, because obviously I don't want glitter going into the sink and the drains and all that kind of stuff and out into the world. So I'm gonna wipe that off and then I'll be right back, okay? And if you wash it off pretty quickly, you get rid of all that little residue, and that's good to go for next time. And then with this guy, again, if I do set it, oh, I should have wiped that, sorry. I'll just kind of hold it, or even with the, what's it called, a tweezer. And I'm just going to stay kind of far away and just hit it with a little heat just so it dries a little faster, but I'm not going to get really up close to it, okay? If you do that, it'll start bubbling, and if that's the texture you want, then great, but if not, I just stay a little bit far, and I'll be back. Okay, so just help it out a little bit. I'm not quite ready to, you know, really run my hand over and stick it down, but basically that's going to glue onto there, and then we have our other background piece. So let me put these pieces over here, and we can check in with this guy. It's been a few minutes. And hopefully you can kind of see it's already crackling, but really it's going to take a full 24 hours, you know, just to really get that effect. But we're going to try to stick it down as best we can for this video, but know that it should be resting for a little while. And then we have our card base. So what I'm going to do while that's still drying, is take a lot of the gears. I just want to see where they are. They're on this page mostly. And just grab some craft card, brown paper, whatever it is I feel like from my stash here. I always have some papers next to me, like the day I made the My Memory book with Tonic stuff, and you know, I'll cut some gears from this. I can actually use that piece too. I'm just going to cut a ton of gears, and I have some brown, oh, maybe even some black, right? Nice accent. So whatever, I'll just cut several of them, and I'll be right back. Just several different colors, you know, just kept switching out the different dyes on the different colors, so I have quite a few of those to kind of play with. And I also want to make like a little pocket watch, I think, so let me grab some papers for that, and I'll be right back. Before I get too far, I didn't see this big guy right in the center. You know what, let's cut one of these too. I'll be right back. I'm just thinking about if I make a little pocket watch, don't want to make it a shaker. That's always something fun to do because you can add some acrylic. I think I'm going to use this bronzy paper so that the watch is exactly that, but I'm going to put it to the side for now just so it's not glaring too much here. And then if we open this up, and we have just a ton of circles in here, so definitely want the chain. So I'm going to cut that from the same bronzy color. I definitely want this guy. And then we have all these circles. If we want to put the watch face, like let's say this piece, it's an inlay, so it's not going to cut itself out. You can pair that up with this guy, I guess would be the best one, right? And then let's say I also want good times. Maybe I want that to be a piece of the accent there. So let's think about this. And then obviously our pocket watch needs an outer edge, so like this one's the larger piece. So we can do that. This would be on here. The little chain would be somewhere. It's a good size, so I don't know if I'm going to do exactly like this because obviously we have an A2 size card. And I mean, like I said, we can go smaller like with this one just to make it a little bit smaller, but then it's not going to have like an extra outside layer for like a shaker if you want. Or you can still put an acetate under this. You know, it's just a little more difficult because you're going to have very thin area right around there. So let me think about what I want to do with that as far as what colors I want to use, and I'll be right back. Okay. I think I will use the outer piece just to bring more of that bronze in. So we're going to make it very simple. So I'm going to cut this from bronze, that bronzy paper. And if it's not called bronze, it's that paper I showed you guys. So those three. I'm going to run this by itself out of white paper, these guys together, of course, tape down, out of black paper like that. So tape it so it doesn't move. And then I'm going to run these guys together through that ginger paper. Just tape down again. And I'll be right back. Of course, these are cutting like so clean, so pretty. Just popped right out. Look at that. Okay, I'll just cut the bronze papers and I'll be right back. Okay. Wow, look at that. That is such a fun die to have, just to have it for whatever purposes. Playing with other, adding it here and there, you know. Okay, I don't remember where that was, so I'll just put it there. And we'll put this guy here. And okay, so again, if you want to have a little shininess on top, make it look like it's covered, you know, in acetate or glass, should I say, you can definitely do that. I would just sandwich it again with maybe just using that larger die, plus the next one down, run it through that bronzy pinky color again, the metal, and then you could put your clear acetate, maybe cut with this one, however you like. But for today, we're just going to leave it kind of still grungy looking, you know, a little matte, so this is fine. What I'm going to do is glue these layers. So, oh, and you know what? Wait, oh, no, I don't want to put it there. I want to put it on here. Maybe we can pop up one layer from the other, like this one from the base, or just glue them down, however you like. And so when you go to put your watch together, this can be popped up if you want just a little something extra. I think we have a lot of texture going on, so we're probably good. Should be up there. And then this one, you know, I could have cut a background piece, but I just wanted it to be flat with the black showing through. And there's another time you can put a little jaunty angle, you can put it straight. I'm looking at the 12 o'clock and I'm kind of putting the words straight, but if you wanted to put them a little fun, you can definitely do that. I'm going to hold that down for a second, I'll be right back. And again, pop it up, whatever it is. I guess I'll stick it down. And this could also be your little clock front for that little, like, for this guy. Just love the shape of that, so cute. Let's see here. And then, you know, pocket watches. Sometimes they have this thing on the side. Sometimes put it wherever you like. I'm going to glue that right at the top. Oh, you know what? That's a little bit sideways. Let's go right where the 12 is. Oopsie. I'm going to hold that down. I did use a craft glue, so it takes a little bit longer to set up. So I'll be right back. So before I put my chain, I'll probably put that on once I see kind of what's going on. And, you know, you can put it wherever you like. Generally, the chain kind of comes off of this, so, you know, if you want to put it there, however you want. But I'm going to put that to the side for right now. Bring this back. I'm going to grab a combination of things. So I'm going to move ahead. Of course, you want to wait for this stuff to really dry, and I'm adding the tape here because I do not want to add it to my paper because my paper is still a little bit wet. So of course I want this to be pretty much to the edges, and you guys know I had cut it so that the paper pretty much comes to the edge. But I'm also going to add a little bit of a wet glue, just all in here. We really want to hold that down, and then some on the very edge too, so it kind of can catch whatever paper wants to move up. Went a little too far to the side on that one. And again, this is just because I'm making my video. If you're at home, just let it set up. So we have this guy looking awesome, and I'm just going to bring it over, and it is very much right inside this line here. I just want to make sure. Yep, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to hold that down. It's dry enough that I can touch it, but it's still crackling and doing its thing, okay? Look at that. And that hasn't been very long now. I would say maybe 20 minutes, maybe. But I'm going to put something on top of this so I can really squish. Okay. And hopefully that holds down. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty much dry, but that crackling effect is going to keep doing its thing. And then this guy, I'm just going to glue this down to this one, right across here, and I'll be right back. So I pretty much did the same thing with this one. Again, I added some quick dry tape, right, liner tape, and then a little glue, and then just did this. And as you can see, there's a little bit that's still not dry, but not too bad. Again, I did hit that with the heat tool, but it's been about 20 or so minutes. And so my idea was to put this here, and then we're gonna have our little clock in here somewhere. Maybe more. You know what? Maybe. I mean, we can do it this way too, right? However you like. Whatever is. If you did it this way, you wouldn't even see that behind the band isn't there anymore. But just we're gonna put that wherever. Maybe this is gonna go more this way. And back in here, we're just going to tuck in gears all wherever. So I'm just going to start. A lot of them might be covered up, and like I said, I just cut a ton of them, so maybe I cut too many. But either way, you have like that. Maybe this big guy can be down in here. Again, this guy's going to be taking up quite a bit of the space. Maybe over here, I'll add another one. Then I'll have some left over for another project. Oh, you know what? That one looks very much like that guy, so maybe we'll put this guy a little bit lower. Put a different one over here. And I'm just kind of eyeballing what's going on. Let me bring this guy out a little bit. Yeah, and then maybe tuck another one. This little guy. Back in there. Okay, and then I'll just glue this guy down. Just trying a lot of the different things that are in the kit. I think it's fun. Maybe somewhere in there. I'm definitely going to put dimensionals on the back of this guy, so let me do that, and I'll be right back. A few dimensionals placed here and there. Trying to see where I might put this guy. You know what, he might just be back there like that. That's cute. I mean, it can come from anywhere, because it's just a chain, right? So if it was like falling behind, you might think it might look somewhere like this. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This is just, wow. Maybe something like that. Something a little more playful. Okay, let's do that. So I'm just going to put some glue here, and it looked like it came up here, and I'll hold that down. So if this was coming in from back here, then touch it somewhere there. I'm just going to hold on to that for just a minute. I'm sorry if it's super shiny, but I put glue on the back of that part, and then on the back just right here to hold on to there. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I think that's my card. I mean, there's just a lot going on with all the different pastes and everything, and again, it's still doing its crackling. As you can see there, I applied it really thinly, so the crackles are like got smaller. We have a little bit of that Glacier paste in the background, the little watch we created, the chain here, and I did put a little bit more glue just to hold this down, so it's held down right here, and in the back, so this is kind of fun. And again, it'll fit right into your envelope because it's not like sticking out the side, even though it looks like it is. It's just right there. So, and then I still have plenty of little gears if I want to keep playing with those. But thanks for watching. Thank you so much, Tonic, for sponsoring this video. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box. I am just blown away. I love this chain. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.